record on this computer. Cool. So I think what we want to achieve today here with this call is to start this GraphQL endpoint. And please feel free to all unmute and just talk on top of me anytime, any moment. This is going to be, I'm definitely outside of my comfort zone, so I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I opened this issue. We already have a REST API. And I think we should limit the scope of this to retrieve a list of packages per project, right? Do we have it? Yeah, we will discard also from the group part. Does it make sense to have a GraphQL endpoint that is detached from project and group? No, right? So we can attach it to project for starter. What do you think, David, Steve? You have more experience with the API.
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
I could also expect project is probably more built out in GraphQL right now than group, possibly. So it might be easier to add.
I think we have both.
Okay.
From the rapid look that I took at the code. Package is in EE for the moment. So I took the liberty to open up some file. So this is the general query type inside EE, but since packages is nested under the project, I think we were going to go and add fields type here. But I think before adding the type, we will need to do the package type. Am I correct? Okay, Tatiana says yes. That's what I'm looking at. Cool. So I suppose I'm going to go and make a new file.
You actually might need type and resolver, so we can just reuse them later.
Okay.
Because actually I don't know how packages are connected to project. Is it like a direct connection, or there is some service used to fetch them?
It's a direct association between the project and the package with has many and belongs to relationship.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, in this case we don't need like a custom resolver.
We can use a connection type, right? After we have the type. Oh, that's cool. So this is the console. I just loaded that in my GTK project, and .packages spits out the list. So I guess that's what it's going to call underneath. Okay, so I'm going to make a new type, package type, .rb. I'm going to take this. I suppose I can remove this Robocop here, right? Or everybody has it? No. Actually, let me take the full this.
You will be notified if you need it or you don't need it in both cases.
Okay, Robocop is going to be upset. So package type, you should inherit from base object, I suppose. Package. Do we pluralize them on the GraphQL name or not? When we write a type, I suppose not. Description.
No, it's like just one. We can reuse it later. So, for example, like to fetch one package, so it should be one.
Okay. Description. Oh God, I'm very bad at this. Suggestions?
Package. That's good.
Package. Okay, we will think about it later.
I actually open a vulnerability type.
Vulnerability type. Yeah.
On the vulnerability type, we actually have description represent a vulnerability. So
we're pretty good at that.
Okay, so maybe we just start to spitting out the ID as a first, just one field.
Makes sense to me.
I suppose it's ID. No, it can be null. No.
IDs cannot be null.
Yeah. And description, the ID of the package. Do we use int type or do we have an ID type in GraphQL?
There is ID type.
Okay, because I'm without any form of autocomplete.
Is that
so
a custom type in GitLab, or is that part of GraphQL?
I guess it's part of this. I actually don't have like a right answer, like short answer, but I feel it's part of this Ruby gem that we use. So it's
Okay.
Okay, I guess we needed that Robocop authorized thing.
yeah.
Somewhere, there you go. But do we need any layer of authorization around this? That's the question.
What is the actual layer of serialization packages?
Bouncing question?
Like, what is actual authorization rule, like policy for the packages? Who can see them?
Yeah, I was saying Steve or David may help us here.
For packages, well, if I hopefully this might answer the question, is we use the ability allowed or the can methods in order to authorize and get permissions on packages. And so there's permissions inside of the project policy that say whether or not, you know, a given user is allowed to access packages.
Yeah, so basically, I guess we can like, I'm not like very knowledgeable about this part, but basically we can skip it in the type and add this authorization policy for the this field in the project. So, and in the project type, there is actually this like policy.
Tatiana, I think you're breaking, or I don't know if it's my connection, but I can't hear you.
I guess you can hear it right now or not?
It's a little broken up.
Yep.
It might be a good idea to open the REST API implementation and see how it's done there.
lib API.
You have so many colors on your screen. That's
it's a front-end developer
environment.
Okay.
I understand. Mine is all black and gray. So we have two checks. One is if the package feature is enabled, and the other one is the read package permission. And we do actually access the packages using the Finder, so not directly using the association.
But this is the EE part. Where is the package API?
It's the project packages.rb.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This? And can we use the Finder inside GraphQL?
Yeah, you can use it with you can write your custom resolver and use Finder there.
Okay. But maybe we should like proceed by step. So if it's in the resolver, we can leave the type as it is, right? Unless, and then use the Finder, right? The Finder will take care of, I guess so. Okay. Should I try to write a field and see what happens?
Yes.
Should we start with one package or just like
I guess
and
it
write
should
the
be packages. And
Mhm.
you missed E. I'll just like twist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Comma, I guess it's types, package type, now true. Description, I don't know, the packages of the project.
So
And
when I work with this gem, I had to specify that it was an array, but from what I see on, for example, the field requirements, it seems that we have to type dot connection type for arrays.
And at this point, do we need to write a resolver if we use connection type? Yes or no?
Oh.
No. Okay. So in theory, this should work, right? Unbelievable.
You will need to add packages and ID in your query if you want them.
Yeah, but I need to refresh the GraphQL
Okay.
at every update. Let's just check that everything is all right. Nothing exploded. Seems okay. Nope. And why is not here? Interesting. What does it says here? Unable to allow constant type space object. Why? Didn't we use a type? And I don't know if something is breaking, stalking I heard of.
Perhaps try stopping the server and starting it again.
Oh, of course.
Could you please show their type again?
There you go.
And in the project type.
Oh, wait a second. Did I miss something? Because here is complaining. Maybe.
I guess.
And just the comma there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comma there, of course. Oh, well, actually, maybe now it's a bit late, but if anybody else was interested to drive, I can just push all the code and we can resume from there, huh? Let's just verify that this still works. Saying no.
And so if I'm understanding, when we created the type, because packages are associated in the database with projects, we don't need to define that connection in any way. But if we wanted to, that's when the resolvers come in.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
The package object is the baking object of your GraphQL type. And as the gem is walking down all the fields, if you don't have any resolver, it will take the field and try to call it on on the underlying object, which is in this case, it's project. So trying to call packages on the project object will yield the correct result. But then when we will need to call the finder, we will need to override this behavior, and that's where you use the resolver.
Cool.
So I think here it was int type, judging by how the ID came back, but this worked.
What is the edges in Node?
It's because this is a list, and so it's a connection type, it's an array. So GraphQL says, give me all the elements, and then you need to specify what property you want of that element, in this case, the ID. I think you can actually simplify this with nodes. Where was it? I had it open somewhere. You can write like this. Internal server error, of course. Nodes and skip one layer. Rectify? Yes. Nice. Internal server error. It's nice. It's not int type here. Or do I need to refresh this? I thought it was int type.
Did you put int type for the ID?
Yeah.
It's ID type.
Yeah, but with ID type, it come out like this with GID, which is a bit weird. Right, it's a simple number, and yeah, of course, now the server needs to reload. Fast, like light speed. Is it normal that it takes this much?
That seems pretty slow to me.
Yeah.
Like slower than usual.
I don't get anything here though. So if I leave the ID type, it come out like this: git, GitLab packages, packages 34, right? While we want the number there, I guess. So can I use an int type for
It's
ID
doing the
field?
same on your for the project as well. If you go back, your project ID is also a GID. So,
so maybe it's. So maybe
I guess it's a customization on the GitLab backend, because the ID type is really what we need to be using.
Okay.
If you look at the schema, the GraphQL schema, you should be defining that the ID is from the ID type, not an int type. But I guess there are some customizations so that the ID type will return the global ID thing from Rails.
So by the same thing, this should be the same, I suppose, right? You want a comma here, right? No, you don't. You don't see the field because I didn't restart you. I know. Maybe it's because we are not using the finder that it takes this much. No.
I've had problems when sharing screens. If I have like all of my monitors on, it just kind of overloads the graphics card and slows everything down.
Seriously.
Well,
weird. The field project ID doesn't exist on the type package. didn't I just define it?
But does a project package model has project ID method?
Maybe no.
Can be called.
No.
If not, actually, you can. There is a quick trick how you can define like the value right on the type.
What?
But they should be there since it's belongs to project.
Else? Yeah, I mean, it's actually a field that we don't really need that much, right? It's just, I was just curious to see if that's how we can pull it out.
It's on line 7. This belongs to will generate the project ID function for you.
Okay. But is this picked up by GraphQL? That's my question, right?
It should be.
So, well, ID, project ID. That's how it is.
Maybe it should be not ID type, but integer type.
Yeah, that would make sense since it's not the actual ID, it's just a foreign key.
Do you really need the node structure there?
If you want since it's declared as a connection type, I think so.
Okay, so if you have packages and right below ID, it doesn't work.
No. If you have package and then ID, yes. So whatever it's in here is defining the property that you want, and this is just a syntactic sugar to say every piece of the array.
Yeah, but from my, I don't recall using nodes for array types. You just describe whatever you need.
But in that case, you use edges, right?
No, I know what David is talking about. I've seen GraphQL queries where you ask for an array of things, but you don't specify them inside nodes or edges. You know, you just have packages and then ID, project ID, etc.
You have to define field differently. You have to not use the connection type, but wrap in brackets your type. So it will be treated as an array of types.
Well, this is funny. We are not getting project ID. Should we try with another field? So for example, name, right? That's maybe...
With the name and version.
Yeah, a string type, right? Or str.
Yep.
Oh, I left the name of the package and version. It's a string as well, right? Maybe we do package type as well, just because we like it.
I think name and version, can those be null? I don't remember.
Name
no, I don't think they can.
Can't be null, but version can.
I am curious, package type is an enum, so I'm curious how that is going to map over so we get the name rather than the number.
Package type can't be null, right? Well, if it's an enum, I doubt.
No, it cannot.
So name, version, package type. I don't know. I don't have anything strange running. Don't even have tests running. Just I'm inside the console. Can it be because of that?
Did you reload the GraphQL editor page?
No, not now. Yes. What? Now you're getting project ID. No, and I removed it. It can't be. In fact, what was it? Name, version, and package type. Oh, it gets. I was writing project ID with the underscore, right? But you need to write it in the with camel case. That's why. You see package type, I declare it with underscore, snake case, and then the editor autocomplete it with camel case. That's why, I guess. So this worked. I just added the project ID back in. I quickly refresh this. I mean, it's not strictly needed here in this case,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not sure if that you need to refresh. When you refresh, it will reload the schema, and you will have the autocomplete features from the editor. But to make and execute the request, I don't think it will change anything.
Yeah, project ID is working.
I would still put the ID type for project ID, because it's an ID.
Okay, can be null false, and this is the ID of the project package belongs to Ole. Without refreshing.
Do you really need the project ID?
Not in this case, right? But when you attach it to the group, the same type, you move it to the group, then maybe you want the project ID inside, right?
Yeah, correct.
Is there anything that we need to pull out? I suppose created and updated that is the other two things that we need.
I will still say that since you're doing the list packages for the project level, you don't need the project ID.
But this is the beauty of GraphQL, right? Then if in the request you don't need it, you just don't request it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I agree, but you are putting a change that is not needed for what you're doing.
Okay, you win.
But
you won.
You're the one leading this.
Just don't assign it to David for review.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Do we have a date type, I suppose? Right? Or timestamp type, maybe? I don't know. I wonder. Update that. Tatiana, are we going correctly? Do you think we should take another direction, or
It looks, I just trying to figure out if there is this data type, date type, but right now it looks okay. So you'll get your list of packages with information. So it's,
I think it's time type, is it? That's what I've seen used in other files.
Yeah, I see another. Yeah, I see time type is defined.
I got a 500, so I suppose time type it is. And I could have also had updated at here, right? Fail to fetch.
And the time type might actually be camel case, or yeah, because it's defined as, it's a custom defined type.
Camel case?
it's
So
times. It's actually not on GraphQL, but it's types, time type.
types, time type.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
And then it's time type, like this, I guess.
A capital T on time.
Yeah, of course. And we get 1,500 on top of 500. Yes.
So we use resolvers to find things that are not readily associated, and we use mutations to pretty much do updates, deletes, creations. Is that pretty much it with GraphQL? Is there's the types, resolvers, and mutations, or is there any other pieces that I'm missing?
Well, I didn't check how the Rails enums are handled. Here we are just printing it, the package type. But we could have a custom type there that would generate a GraphQL enum so that all the values for package type is also generated in the GraphQL schema. That could be a possibility, but it's a custom type, and you need to write two functions: how to parse a value and how to generate it when you receive a query, and you need to generate the output.
So I hope I didn't interrupt you, David. I think we should think about the authorization here, right? Because here, basically, we are fetching everything attached to the project. It may not be the case that we are able to do that, right? At least according to this authorized package access. Of course, this is defined somewhere, I suppose. Subject equal user project. Don't we check as like per user if they can access the package?
That happens inside of the user project method.
I don't know.
So that would be in the lib API helpers file.
Def. Yeah.
And then if you go to that find project, you'll see oh, I thought there was, oh yeah, there it is. Yep, the
This?
can current user read project.
And now
So
do
that's
we
where
get,
the,
yeah, but how do we get the user instance in GraphQL? Do we actually?
Yeah, we actually have this current user.
Oh, okay. Cool. So we need to write a custom resolver for it, or is taken care by the connection magic by any chance? I mean, Rails is full of magic.
Custom resolver, like for authorization, you mean?
Yeah. So to be sure that the current user can actually access these packages.
Mm.
Shouldn't it be here? So it's handled once and for all, both for release and for the detail and stuff.
But I just don't understand. So do you have any like existing finder for packages which take care of authorization or not? So if there is such instance, we can just reuse it.
So looking at the API, we do have a finder, right?
yeah, I think the finder assumes that we've already granted permission.
Yeah, because we do this right in the API.
So yeah, we don't check permissions in the finder that I can see.
But so yes, go on.
I was going to say, so the project on the GraphQL endpoint is already has a layer of authorization on it, doesn't it? So that's already been, you can only access projects that the current user has permission to access. Yeah. So surely on the package level, all we need to do is check that the feature is enabled. Like, isn't that the only thing we're missing?
Yeah, I think so.
And I see, well, Yeah, that should be good, I think. I mean, within a project, like for example, like a reporter on a project doesn't have access to packages, I don't think. But I guess for reading, it wouldn't matter. I do see. So if you look at the project type,
This
in
one,
the GraphQL,
E or C?
the CE one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I see that it has this at the very top, the authorize read project and then expose permissions. So I'm wondering if we should be doing something like that. And then inside of that permissions project type file, or yeah, in the types permissions project, it checks permissions for certain things. So I actually am like just discovering this. So I don't know exactly what that's for, but I'm wondering if we should be doing something similar.
What is permission types? Ah, it's here. Oh boy. Isn't this for mutation too? No, there is read as well.
I guess you actually have to add your permission, like your policy for access.
Here, I guess.
Yeah. Like read packages, or I don't know how it's called.
Do we remember by heart, or should I check?
It's read package. So is this, I guess I'm not sure, I don't follow what this is doing. Is it just saying that we're allowing it to check for this permission? Or is it saying that we require this permission?
I don't know. I mean, maybe this is the key: extend active support concern. But I don't know how it works.
It's actually like make a bridge between our abilities that we have and help like to reuse them here. But I'm trying to like, there is additional steps that we have to do, like to allow this authorization for this packages field. Fortunately, I don't remember how it's done, so I'm trying to find some example.
Okay, this is ours.
I don't know, like I just like, maybe you can try something if you actually go to your package type and add authorize read package.
Here,
maybe
in the class?
Work. Authorize.
And it's a string, right? No, it's a symbol.
It's a symbol.
And I can also remove this, I suppose, now. Yeah, let's try. I mean, the point is that you need to be logged in to use this, the GraphQL Explorer. Authorization. Internal server error. Why details is not saying anything about our nice 500?
That's in, if you want to see that, you can look in the Rails log. So if you are in your GitLab folder, you can tail -f and then go into log.
It's okay. I moved the key bindings. Yeah.
Development.log. And that will show your errors as they occur.
Try again. No policy for packages, package.
And that makes sense because the policies live within projects. So, so it's trying to like find a policy on the package model, but the package permissions live within the project policy. So it's pretty much like if a project user is a developer, maintainer, owner, then that user type gains read package, create package, or whatever else we have.
So, and now can you tell it to check one up?
Maybe another another try. So if we actually can add authorize filter for the field. So if we go to project type.
So not here, right? I should remove it from here.
Yeah.
This makes sense because we always request packages with like from a project or group. So we would add the permission to the project level, I would think.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, here.
Do we need authorize?
Yeah, authorize.
And read package.
And you added a read package to the
ability allow, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's double check. Yes, I did. This is super slow. Jesus. Okay, apparently it's running. Bam. Of course. No policy. Did I save the package type? Yeah, I did. Should we specify something here instead of read package? Can we? I don't know. I'm completely out of. So here requirement defined it like a function in the resolver. Does it make sense to do the same? I'm going to remove this.
You could check the ability as it's done directly in the resolve function.
Can I write a resolve function with connection type? No, I need to remove connection type, right? And write resolve. Yeah. In that case, though, I need to say that it's an array, I suppose.
Why can't you write a resolver with connection type? If you look at the field requirements on line 33, there is a resolver and it's connection type.
Okay. Well, let's check how this is defined. course. Right. Okay, not in this file. Okay. So maybe we can use connection type.
You just return the result of the finder.
Arrow function. Wow. Project args GTX. Yeah, I think we can return this, right?
Yeah, it's always the same
no.
argument.
Not in this case. They call it obj, I guess.
I guess there is alias for project. Like it's object, but there is alias somewhere. I guess in project. Okay, I don't know.
Can we pull out this, or should we just write it manually? Like what is the authorized access does? So what I'm asking is that the helper that are available in the API are available in GraphQL as well, the GraphQL code part or not? Oh, by the way.
I don't think so.
We are almost at time, so if I think I'm going to go on until I have something, but if anybody needs to jump out, feel free. Don't be shy, it's all okay. So this.
Why would you not do this resolving just inside the resolver itself? Let's say this check for authorization inside the resolver itself.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
We need to bring in the feature available. I just don't remember which code, so I'm going around to.
No, I mean, you're writing a function here that's going to act as your resolver.
Yeah. So you want to write we don't have a resolver for package, we just have a type.
Basically, the resolver is a function. So you either write an anonymous function like this one, or you write a full class, which is like the requirements resolver.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding where this is going then. So say I want to apply a filter to my list of packages, like I want to only get NPM packages. My understanding of GraphQL is that your resolver takes arguments, yeah, as to what you can filter on. So hence, like you would create a new class of resolver that accepts arguments A, B, and C, yeah. In that case, you don't need this additional function here. You can do what your requirements is doing on line 33, which is just pointing to a resolver class, right? Isn't that what we're going to want to do for this to be of any use?
Can't you simply do both? That's the thing, right? You can either write it in linear, or you can move it to a resolver with arguments so that you can make a query with parameter and stuff. Unless I misunderstood completely.
Yeah, maybe I'm trying to think of how I've built GraphQL on the server before, and maybe the libraries are just too different. Okay, so carry on.
I guess anonymous functions is for really, really simple resolvers. But if you have a bunch of arguments you need to support and things like that, you would write a resolver class where you would have the support to declare, okay, I will receive an argument of package name, for example, which is optional, which is a string, blah, blah, blah. And then in your resolve function, you just call package name and you get the value of the argument.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Okay, I think I got this in the meantime. The packages are feature flagged like this, or as a, can you use this not for feature flag, like for development feature flag, but for like feature turned on or off, right? As well.
Yeah, you can do that, but there are no feature flag on packages. But you can use the ability allowed.
So should I just remove this part? David?
Are you using a function? Uh,
Simply
yeah,
because
yeah, this part will actually fail. I don't think we have a feature flag named packages.
because I was checking authorized package feature here, feature available package.
But
This is for the project probably.
But that's a feature on the project.
Project.
And you should be.
Is it licensed feature or feature flag?
It's licensed. Yeah.
Okay. Because for feature flag in GraphQL there is like filter you can apply for the field, and like they say like if there is this feature flag, show this field.
Mm-hmm. No, this is because of the license, or if it's turned on for the project. So this should work, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is from the model, I suppose, feature available.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, but we still need to tell the resolver to return something, I suppose. I guess Ash new look like, or
You still need a third check because packages can be disabled at the config level. Open the packages helpers.rb file.
This one?
Yeah, this one. You can have the packages feature disabled in the config. You can have it disabled in the settings of the project, and then you have the permission.
Okay.
That you have to check.
Okay, this we have it. But now as per returning, should we go and pick up the finder from the API? This?
Yeah.
Actually, about the policies, I've actually found something in the code base. So if you go to the policies, E
policies. Mm-hmm.
Up policies.
Okay, let's do like this. E policies.
Yeah, you can see like that this folder contains a lot of different policies. And for example, if you go to like the ones that was done in my team, there's vulnerability policy, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like what it's done is just delegate for the project. And so this actually it was done for perform authorization inside for the GraphQL endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So but probably we need something like that. We like need to create additional policy for package.
Yeah, but would it take care of, I mean, can we do all of this? Check if it's enabled at distance level for the project and...
You can like, if you, for example, when you have this package policy, you will be able to delegate everything to the project policy. And as far as I understand, in the project policy, there is a rule like read packages which contain all this logic that you wrote
okay.
right now. Right?
I don't know. If the project policy is here or probably in the E because it's another right, I suppose. Yeah, there is read package. Root and public. Read package appears only in two places.
And it doesn't contain condition for this licensed feature, right?
No, I don't. No. So we will still need to put them together, right?
Yeah, it should be like if in the project policy we'll have this like, or we actually can define this rule inside package policy itself.
Yeah, that maybe makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So new file, package poly c.rb.
I found some docs on the handbook on the contributor docs about the GraphQL authorization.
Okay, let me pull it out. Weird. So, okay. But this is all on the type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but to me, the authorize option on the field statement should be working.
But this owner accesses on the project type, right?
On the project policy, I guess, but that's where we have the read packages too.
But anyhow, that wouldn't suffice for us because we all have all this other stuff to check. I mean,
Yeah, that would be only for the ability.allowed part.
Mm-hmm.
We still need to check if the feature is enabled.
I mean, I see that the requirements is doing it with ability.allowed, so maybe we need to follow the same path there, I guess. But we can do it all here, right? As far as I understood.
I wouldn't put a feature check in a policy.
In a policy?
Because policy it's all about authorization. It's not about if a feature is available or not.
Well, in that case, does it make sense to define a policy when we still then need to go and do a manual check in a function with the configuration and stuff? Okay, maybe in the spirit of the iterative process, we see if this suffices for us for now, and then maybe we can improve upon it. What do you all think?
Yeah, I guess would be better to go that way. And if we need to use this function in multiple places, we would need to create
whoever needs to make
or module or whatever. But for now, it can be there.
Whoever needs to make the group one will have to do this work.
Yeah, and adding the project ID on the package type, right?
Correct. Okay. So once again, can we go and pull up the Finder?
Yeah, do it.
So can I simply do like this?
Yeah, I guess, no, it's not a guess. It's services should be available without any constraints, so you can use Finder, services, whatever you need.
Here, but we don't have any declared params. That's named, so it's fine to not pass it, right? Yeah.
So user project, it will be project, just project.
Yes. Do we need to, so I see that the API has this represent part, present, but we don't need to do this in, because it will just feed the types.
That's for Grape APIs, so I guess we're fine. I would try it like this.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because doesn't the grape model, I don't know what you want to call it, doesn't that actually transform some of the package data? Like it certainly does for URLs and things like this, I think. Like for the delete URL, that kind of stuff, it does some kind of modification, I believe.
Yeah, but that's handled with presenters and entities. And when you combine both, you have your underlying objects, and then with presenters and entities, you read data and you can present it in a different way. Yeah, like URLs and things like that. But here, that sort of thing could be done. Yeah, we could even be using presenters on GraphQL, but I'm not sure if it's done like this at GitLab.
Oh, wow. It actually worked. Yoo-hoo.
You surprised?
Yeah, kinda. Okay, so I think feature-wise, this is enough start, but now there is a big question. How do we test this?
I would still transform the package type field from the package type. Wait. If you open the package type, GraphQL type, we have
This one?
types. Yeah, the package type shouldn't be a string type. It should be an enum. And
But
let me show you one. If you open the vulnerability, wait, which one was it? Oh,
vulnerability state enum, this one?
Nope. Well, actually, let me search for one. So pipeline status enum.
Oh, it's not in EE, of course, right?
I don't know what it is. No, pipeline singular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
See,
we would need to create this enum so that the GraphQL enum is automatically generated for you for the package type Rails enum.
So basically, we need a folder now, or can we do it here?
I'm not sure.
I see, for example, that vulnerability enums are here. So I guess
yeah,
packages, package. I think I need to go and check the module, right?
Package type.
Package type.
Package types, and then keys. Dot keys.
Dot keys. Okay. H2. State symbol. Well, this is not state symbol, but it's type.
Package type or type.
Yeah. Value. Oh, wow.
The only thing is that you are defining this in the CI module, which is not correct.
But it's no module here because we didn't put in any folder, so it's one out.
Exactly.
Gosh. Of course, this needed to. Right? I suppose. But wait a sec. No, they. Okay, now it looks correct. This means that our package type now here is not GraphQL string type, but it's types package type enum.
Yeah. So basically, when you are using the GraphQL namespace, that's the types coming from the gem, and when you use types,
it's from the local
namespace. It's a custom type, so you should have the definition somewhere in the code base.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Now,
Nick, do we expect them uppercase in the UI?
No.
Can I remove that uppercase from there?
Uh, I'm not sure because enum types in GraphQL are uppercase. It's like how it's defined.
Just leave it uppercase. Like the front end is fine. It can change. You know.
Yeah, front-end engineers will deal with that, right?
Exactly.
So.
You know, it's fine. It's easy.
When you say
Now,
this kind of stuff, I die.
Can you reload your GraphQL editor page?
There you go. And then we need to unit test this. Enough feature. You need to have tests.
No, can you reload the whole page?
I am doing it.
It's yeah. I didn't see the loading spinner.
If you want, I can actually like point the camera at my keyboard so you see what I press.
You need
now
what the
trolling
Twitch
me.
streamers have, where it actually like highlights what keys you press on screen and stuff.
Okay.
You don't see those.
Okay, you reloaded.
Can you open the docs on the far left?
Now you want to see what is inside package.
Yeah, I will show you what we are doing with this enum. Of course, for you, it's really, really slow. I don't know why.
It must be my computer. Front-enders computers, they don't really work well.
It's all that uppercasing you're calling.
It's all that right? JavaScript.
Yeah.
If you click on the package type enum, there you have it's all the enum generated for you.
Yeah, this is neat. We like
and
stuff.
you could also add a description on the value statement of the enum, so that here we have a
like value description here.
Yeah, you can have a description if I remember correctly.
I think it's okay.
No problem.
You can open your own MR and add the description.
I will.
Okay.
Total side note. So we're implementing the packages API here. Is the package controller, the project package controller, no longer used?
No, all the GraphQL requests are handled by a single controller that will take the query, and then it will send it to the GraphQL engine that will take the schema and the query and try to generate the output using all the resolvers referenced by the schema.
Right, but we have, because we have the Grape API project packages, but then we also have a project packages controller. It sounds like we've been working on recreating the project packages or the Grape API endpoint.
I think the controller is not being used anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I was just looking for an opportunity to do some cleanup.
But Nick knows better.
Yeah, that's not quite true. The controller is still being used currently.
Of course.
So list page, the packages list page is using the API. It's using the packages, just the project or group packages endpoint in the API. The project detail page, the package detail page is still getting its data from the controller, and it still uses the delete method in the controller as well. Okay. And I think it may even use the file download method as well. I'm not 100% sure about that.
So eventually, once we build out all of this GraphQL, we'll be able to remove those controllers or trim them down at least.
We should have removed those long time ago. But it's not possible.
About the arrays and connection type and nodes and edges, I think this is done because all the arrays are paginated. So that's why you need the connection type, and you will have all the pagination parameters handled for you. But if you use a simple array on GraphQL, you don't need to specify the nodes or edges or things like that.
Spec, I guess. what is the standard approach? I saw that some of them has it like it. I like the spec so much. But it's project though. We actually changed the type of project type. No, so we added the package type, and we changed the project to have the package type in the package field inside. So we should both test a new package, I guess. What's it called?
Probably you have to add additional example to the project test, project type test.
Let me close some stuff because I'm lost otherwise. Helpers, package type in. Okay, so describe vulnerabilities do. I suppose we will follow this because that's what we did, right? Oh, wrong project type. Right. Requirement state.
I guess you can add not like to, so there is example, it includes the E specific fields. Probably you can add packages here and it should work.
Packages, yeah, like this. Well, you know, I suppose that we can do string r spec this and see. The good thing about our tests is that they're extremely fast.
I detect some sarcasm.
The sarcasm alarm went off. No. With now with Spring is much better than before, to be honest. At least after the first run. But my question is, since we added a new type, don't we need to test the type as well?
Yeah, we need additional test for type.
Okay. So here, project type, we actually added package type here. So GraphQL name to equal this. Right? Yes. And it exposes all the package fields to.
I guess it's, no, you should actually add like probably copy the test from the project type, like the ones that we altered right now, just to check that the type contains
all
some GraphQL fields. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And probably you'll need additional test for enum, but I'm not sure.
This failed. What?
You should restart Spring.
Spring, yeah.
I'm seeing this error more frequently since a few days. I'm not sure what happened, but the same constant can't be reloaded by Spring, and you get this.
Mm-hmm. So it includes all the package fields, I suppose. Then our fields are those. Yes. This kind of that. Let's see.
And probably with underscore.
With underscore, not with the camel case one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like the one that how it's defined in the file.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the one with project worked. There you go. Let's try this one. Copy relative path, string, spec, this piece. Then maybe it didn't save.
Is it created rather than
Yeah,
create?
it is. I probably killed the D while adjusting the case. And I have a command to do like from camel case to snake case built in VS Code, and I clearly forgot to use. Wow, it works. We probably need to test the enum as well, right? Because I see that there is a, for example, if I get this. Yeah, I guess this is how it is. So this is package type enum spec.rb. Where is it? I lost it. Right. Okay. You need to stay there. Okay. Expose all package type contain. I guess. Tatiana, there is anything else that we should take care of, in your opinion, or this should suffice?
It looks okay for the first iteration.
Do we need special tests for this? So we added this on project type, this, right? Package available, and we are not testing this function at all. We are just, I don't know if we should have a test that says if it's off, the package are not returned, or this kind of stuff. What do you all think?
I'm not sure, like, as far as I know, but like I have very limited, like, so to clear understand for everyone, I've like my knowledge about GraphQL quite limited because I just like was under internship and trying like helping with the types that we have for like vulnerability for one, but we done for security, but like that's all. And I know that actually the tests that we have for types, they actually are testing the schema. Like, do we have filter or not? And they don't contain tests for the logic. And it should be another place for it.
Okay. So
probably maybe like it would be nice thing if you just extract everything to the resolver, and then you can have a test for resolver and test logic here there.
So you say create its own resolver for this and move this inside the resolver, and then we can test the resolver 101.
Yeah.
It probably makes sense, right? EE resolvers. Oh wow, there is only one. Cool. Okay. Resolver.
It's actually in specs GraphQL resolvers, and I'm not seeing if it's the same directory.
So this is
no,
EE GraphQL.
Yeah, that's weird if we just have one resolver.
Yeah, because those are the resolver, the override for the CE ones, right? The one that are inside the EE resolvers is because it's overriding the same resolver that is in the CE folder, I guess.
Yeah. You just go to resolvers.
Pages resolver, page resolver. Do we need these strong memories? No, I guess.
You need to return something, and you need to return, probably you need the type, and in your case the type will be package type, something that resolver return.
But this, do we need this? I guess not, right?
Yeah.
And for now, we don't have any argument, right? And this def vulnerable, I think we can remove it. This is completely like, but we could bring this in. Right? Doesn't make sense, but I suppose this args, it's like args.project and args.gtx, right? When it's like that. Helps from my.
Actually, it's args. It's actually the argument that, like, if you the one that you deleted.
And how do you access this project args? I should just call it in the function, I suppose, right?
Probably.
Is it with double reference? Like this? Let's see if any other resolver. Args.
They are all defined as args.
And then so how do you, I don't think this is correct. I have this feeling.
Actually, resolve method, it only accept args.
Okay.
If you go to the base resolver, like you can see there is actually already defined method current user, so you don't have to like get it from the context.
But it's a simple current user like this, right?
Just current without without semicolon, yeah. Just. And
object.
Yeah, so guess project will be your object, but object like full.
Sorry?
Not object, but object like full.
Okay. Okay. And at this point, resolve it becomes colon resolvers package. Did I call it package or packages? Should be package, right? Or packages?
No, actually, all of them are named as in plural.
Plural. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we did all our homework correctly, this should just work. Let's see. Bank. I mean, it says that package resolver is not initialized. Yeah.
Because you name it, the file name, it's package resolver. It should be packages.
Ah, yeah, of course. Thank you, Ruby. I like you so much as well.
Consistency, you know.
Yeah. Well,
You
we
don't
get
have that in JavaScript, or?
No, everything it's bound however I wish it to be bound.
Okay.
It behaves.
Okay.
Tatiana, just to bring you in context, we have a friendly banter with David about Ruby and JavaScript. I'm trying to persuade
Really?
him. No, don't we?
I didn't know about that.
Unexpected end of input, expecting end. I probably a mistake somewhere.
I guess in the package resolver, I saw like go there. There is class module and there is no end, just add additional.
Yeah. The last end is not properly aligned, I guess. And you have 4 spaces in the first indentation.
It's a disaster. Okay.
I didn't say that.
I said that. Okay. Sorry, I know that it must be painful to somebody that is not used to the language drive.
Next time it will be me trying to write JavaScript, right?
Yes, yes.
It will be a really good one.
I'm going to prepare those banners with the numbers like the Olympic Games, right?
Oh no.
Cool. Do we need a call method?
No. So
Undefined method call for resolver package resolver class. Did they do some mistake? Well, definitely, but
maybe it's actually how you call it. If maybe we can go to the project type. Maybe there is something there. No.
Should we keep
It's you've got it spelled resolve when it should be resolver. Line 47.
Oh yes, because above it's resolve. So Nick, your microphone is a little loud, and I think I lost 10 years of my life. We're gonna look at the log and slowly hope that there's a 200 at the end. And no. Undefined local variable name project. Where did I leave project? Jeez. Yeah, object. Apologies. Here we go again. In the meantime, that this go, I'm going to take a look at the resolver tests. Oh, no. Oh. I guess this looks nice. I mean, this is because it's adding all the filters and the sorting and this kind of stuff, which we don't really need, I guess. Or maybe we can start from that. Oh, 200.
Basically, you just need like the test for this ability that through that you wrote.
The function you mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take this. Resolver packages resolver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do describe resolve do. Instance security. So can we? Let's call it packages. This is correct. This is correct. This is because of the finder output, right? I suppose. Package. I guess. This is very basic. It does, but it should work, right? I don't hear anybody complaining, so maybe I'm saying correct stuff.
See?
And no. Oh, Spring. It's not my fault. It's Spring. Well, it's actually spring as well. This week, the temperature are expected to reach 28 degrees. So if you don't see me anymore, it's because I melted on the street.
Actually, did you add some data to the database for the test?
No. So I suppose it won't
you
work.
need package in
Yeah.
your project, at least one.
Well, yeah, you need to create a something.
And I guess it also could be let it be a project.
Yeah. Otherwise, David gets upset when I ask him to review.
But you will not assign the MR to me, right?
I know I can't. You are a co-author now, so.
I was gonna say, time to put up the red dot.
It gets the project, right? Directly in the creative package.
Yes, but you should be linking the package to the project.
Yeah, I get it. So I should just say project here, right?
No, it's a hash project mapped to the variable project.
Hash project, like this?
No, it's a You should be linking the package to the project, right?
Yeah. So when you create a package, you pass the project down. That's the thing, no?
Yeah,
No.
but
No?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
But you
I
don't
guess it
pass
should
it
be
like this.
project
You need to,
semicolon project.
yeah, you need to pass a hash, a map, if you want.
now you send me in, like this. No.
No,
Oh, just project.
Project, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Time for a coffee, right?
No, yeah, it's the end of the day. Enough Ruby for me. For milk class, is the resolver lacking some context? Maybe. It's because we didn't create a project, I suppose, right? I was just checking the test that it says that feature available for milk class is because we didn't create a project, I guess.
Maybe you have to like in the resolve inside of the test. Let me. You have to pass object. Let me just like.
Yeah, right.
This is what I found in the requirement resolver.
Like this. Args context.
So you pass current user into the context in and to the object your project without brackets.
What is this roundy bracket here? Oh. No, wait a sec. It is correct. Like this. Did you mean package?
Oh, it's your create. Go back to your code.
Yeah.
Create.
Package.
You can't create packages like that. Yeah. I think you have to specify a package type here.
No, we have a package default factory, which will create a Maven package.
Who decided it should be Maven? Why is it not npm package?
You can look up at the commit history and ping the author.
Which I suppose it's you. Initialize content package. Constant package.
No, it's not here, but he has a high position, I guess.
I don't think you'll be pinging him.
Oh, is DC, yeah? Oh, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Are you sure that you are expecting a single package? Shouldn't be...
Yeah, it's to contain, I suppose.
Yeah, contain exactly package.
What? But got nil. Oh, interesting. Is this because resolver? Let's put the resolver here. It's because this one is turning off. It's turning no, I suppose, because we don't create the user and we don't assign the role of the user. Right? Yeah. And we are passing current user without creating it. Good job.
You're passing current user, but the variable is not defined and you don't have any error.
But actually, maybe we need to assign projects to this user.
Yeah.
Because we have this ability and stuff.
Do we do it with the function or we?
I guess you can pass it to the factory. project public and then user, current user.
Like this?
No.
User,
no,
current user. Yeah, yeah.
With a hash.
Now I know.
If you want to cheat here, you can use create user and then you add the trait admin and you would have access to the project without linking the user to the project.
So, say it again now.
Now you're interested.
Yes.
In the create user factory,
Yes.
you add an additional argument, which is the trait, and you just pass admin,
Yeah,
the
that's
symbol admin.
The parameter name, I didn't catch it, which is
Admin
like this.
As a symbol. And now
Okay.
you don't need to.
Because it's the admin of the instance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a shortcut factory even to where you can just say create admin and it will create the user admin. Remove one word if you really want.
You also had create user twice or current user twice.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
So we were creating the user, but I guess we need to
It
tell that
contains exactly, it should be an array. Contain exactly and package in brackets.
No, contain exactly works a bit in a weird way. You just
it does to array, right? It
Yeah,
does it.
But the error that we got here.
Yeah, because it doesn't get any collection, but it got nil. So I guess this is not stub by default to on.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Maybe we can just like
it should
try to
be.
debug this test, just like comment this package available rule and like see if it's passed without it.
You mean like this?
Yeah, or like comment this return line. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if to see that is that one.
Yeah.
The recording of this is gonna take my half of my hard drive. Nope. Oh, Spring.
Yeah, it's really more frequent.
If it's this frequent, I don't know if it's the more the time saved than the than the time lost. Like this. So
if you have some executions where Spring is correctly used, you're still gaining time, but
I wanted to check if we have like some stub. Spec. We need the specs here.
Yeah, if you need to turn the license feature on, it's just stub licensed features.
Package is true.
Package
right?
is true. Yeah. And you would do that in the before block.
Yep, it's that one.
I thought license features were enabled by default, but maybe.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Packages, right?
Yep.
you might need to switch the setting packages on the project.
Look at this. It doesn't let me write packages. Packages. Okay. Here in the project. Or can I do it in the, should I use a method?
Can you try like this? It might be enabled by default.
If Spring doesn't betray me, yes. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
I have to go, but can you tag me in the MR?
Yeah, of course. I'll tag everybody. I also put everybody as a co-author on the commit, and I don't accept a no. So if you want to complain about the code, do it now before I make the comments.
I will complain in the MR directly.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Are we? Do we need anything else, in your opinion? Anybody opinion?
But yeah, it will be nice to have some threads in the test, just to describe different states.
Mm-hmm. So like if this
with licensed feature turn off and on, and what other condition do we have?
So we can turn it off as a feature on the project, and the user may not be allowed. So we have these three states.
Yeah, and we actually should test with different types of user, with admin, with maybe I guess what is the lowest
reporter? From reporter, they can read the packages. So if they are associated, they should be fine. Just guests.
Yeah, so I guess like a guest and reporter, and it will be enough.
Mm-hmm. So describe when the package feature is not enabled. Do and I guess I'll turn it off here.
Mm-hmm. But should be in the context of resolve, so it's inside. Yep.
And they probably destroy the indentation like that.
Probably.
Yeah, the editor is not picking the editor config for some reason.
And probably not like not describe, but context.
Yeah. Okay. And so we can do an it.
And sorry, you have to
Yes.
divide your test in the resolve into two contexts. The one with stop feature true, and another one, maybe actually you can skip this before because by default it's not stop.
Yeah. Cool. Yes, it's a good idea. When the package feature is enabled. But this is like, can we make a context that says when everything is enabled, like is enabled and the project, that's very long context.
No, I guess actually I have to like create context inside of the context.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Project is the package feature enabled like this, and apparently I can't write context for the life of me. Context. Okay, this one I managed. When the user is authorized to read the packages, do and that's what you meant?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So this is the success context. And here we can do like this, I suppose. Right? And I think the subject though No, maybe we reinitialize the current user internally so that it stays the same, I guess.
Maybe you can just like, yeah, maybe remove this let it be current user and just create it every time new one.
You mean this one?
Yeah. Or maybe let it be current user, and then inside of the context you define your user. Like
You mean removing admin from here and then?
no, actually, maybe let current user.
Let
Yeah,
and
in the brackets just user, and like user it will be some defined later object.
You mean here or here? Here.
No, yeah. No.
No. Just so you still want to create the current user as a user, right? With the let. Here.
Just user, and then we create this user later. I don't know. It doesn't make very much sense.
So the idea is to reinitialize user in the various contexts, right?
Yeah.
But do we need to define the user?
Or maybe like you can just remove user from here.
Mm-hmm.
And inside of the maybe country user, and inside of the context you create let user and you define like user developer. Like,
okay. And this can be admin, right? So this is the same as it was before.
But we are agreed that we have to test with a lowest possible layer.
Yeah, that's true. In that case, though, we need a before though.
Yeah, right? We need like before and project at reporter user.
I guess it's correct, right? Because this subject is going to be reinitialized for every it block. Okay. When the authorized to read the package, we can basically we can create the user here, right? And then associate it only in this before. And in here we don't associate. And it is
actually expected. You can, in this case, you can probably you can move let user outside of the describe, make it let it be, so we don't recreate it every time.
And then we associate it with in every context differently, right?
Yeah.
When you want to note it is to and then not, right?
Yeah. Not no, not to.
Yeah.
Or to not. Sorry. To not. Sorry.
Yeah. I mixed the one with the front-end code continuously contain package. I suppose. Actually, this is the same that's going to happen here, right? And
sorry, I was mistaken. Not to.
And the project has the feature enabled. So I suppose, how do we enable a feature on the go? Should we go with an allow enable, or there is a stub, an helper method to do that?
Just for test this like first part of this condition, GitLab config packages enabled, right?
No, this is the license feature. Is this when the project has the package feature enabled, which is enabled by default, right?
And how it's actually enabled? It's like you are passed into the project.
I think it's in the model. let's check the API.
So these packages, you basically in the UX, you have to go to the settings, and somewhere you just like somehow check like this project has packages, right?
Yeah.
How you can enable it, right?
Yeah.
So this is project features. I guess the model it's called like that.
Project features. Yeah, but usually we have this stub method to deal with this, no? Or my mistake? No. Okay. Let me. If I am going off in the wrong direction, stop me. Jesus. Sorry, my neighbor started playing the trumpet. It doesn't do much for my mental sanity.
I can't hear.
Huh?
I
You
can't
can?
hear it.
You can? Okay.
No.
Oh, no, well, you're lucky. And it's not playing. That would be very nice. Is the scale over and over and over and over and over. That's fine. Still. Stack Arduino. There you go. So I wanted to check how we test the package on the project packages. What? Oh, okay. Public stabilize. It doesn't check. Okay, I'm lost. I need some help. How do we stub it off on the project?
There is actually in this project feature, there is like as you say, there is some method that we can stop, like allow, but we need to know the exact name.
Feature
available. Maybe actually, yeah.
So
yeah, feature available, and we actually just have to allow project
packages
to receive feature to receive this method feature available with argument packages and return true or false.
Before do and like this, allow project, right? It's
allow, yeah.
Project and then feature available question mark. How was it called? Wait, right? No, to receive, I suppose. Receive packages.
No, to receive feature available.
So allow project.
Allow object, like allow project to receive this method, receive this call for feature available.
With or without quote here?
I guess it should be symbol. So
yeah.
You have to add semicolon at the beginning. And then with dot with.
With dot with, okay. Packages, right?
With, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then is dot end, right? Return.
And return. No, I guess it's end.
Like this?
Right. Yeah.
And so when the project is feature enabled is this, and here we go. Context when the project has a package feature. Maybe we make it as
Only has.
disabled. Huh? Yeah, thank you.
Has.
And return false, right? It is expected not to. Did we cover
Maybe
all?
it should expect it to return like
Empty array.
yeah, something like expected to be empty, maybe. Or
Do we have be empty?
yeah, we have to be empty, but I'm not sure is actually it return array. So
But
if
it should though.
yeah, we could
right?
maybe if it's a return. Let's just test one example to see. Maybe because maybe we'll need to switch from be empty to be new.
Be new. Okay. Well, I can just. It's time to run this test. We typed enough without testing it, I guess. Oh, it's here. Undefine our method user. We forgot to, what? Oh, simple. Apologies. And thank you everybody for hanging out this late. And it's not working. Oh, okay, now, okay. Boom. Thank you, Spring. Of course, you needed to die now on us. Oh, David wrote that we need to add full stack tests in spec request API GraphQL as well. Contain. Yeah.
It should be nil because it's like it's return only.
Uh-oh. This actually returned something. But should it be nil? That's my question. Shouldn't we return an empty array when we violate the resolver cases?
Go back to your code.
Because this is return unless.
Which one was failing? Sorry, because it returned something.
All minus the one that. So they are all failing minus this, the first. Contain exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because
Maybe
the project is public?
Yeah, probably it's the reason. It should be private.
Mm. And then maybe this is 2. And
Yeah,
this is
nil
2.
it should be, because it doesn't return anything, so it's nil.
So it should be nil.
Yeah.
Do we have a matcher for that? And but my question is.
Yeah, be nil. Yeah, this is a matcher. This is actually quite logical because resolver is supposed to return one. Maybe not one, but it's like it's returned what we actually like gave its object to return. And if it's not return anything, so it doesn't return empty array, it's return nothing.
So this is correct, that it returns nil. That's my question.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. They all work. So spec request API GraphQL. Oh, oops. Oh, geez. Project. So we will need to have a full test here as well, I suppose.
But it's in, I guess, in requests inside in other folder. I know.
Yeah. Request API GraphQL. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then project, because we added stuff to project, I guess. New file. This is more test than code. Amazing. Packages spec.rb, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can just add it as a part of the project spec, because we added this.
I am inside the project spec, but and then
No,
it has
I mean,
folders inside. I think the project request is done on the C folder. I don't know.
It's kind of,
because request API GraphQL, then there is a project folder, and then inside there is what the siblings of what the code that we just added. So I guess it's the same. Okay, so this is empty. Of course, that's my file. So it's actually making the query itself. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we can start from this real quick. If it's too late, I can finish this. No worries, I guess. Getting a package list for a project. Let it be project, current use, and then we, I guess we can take this, right? Let requirements data, we don't really need to do this. Edges node, GRAPHQL field for packages.
What's your dog's name? Tatiana.
sorry?
What's your dog's name?
Darcy.
Darcy. I did interrupt. Sorry, Nico.
No problem. It's when it's about dogs, it's all good. Do we need this? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I guess I'm gonna swap this for packages.
Yeah.
So basically what we just did in the resolver, it's also done here, I guess. Right? In the resolver, we did all these cases. And, well. Oh boy. It returns packages. Expect to be null. Expect requirement date. Huh? Who's this? I don't know. This we don't have. This we don't have. Right, this is more or less what the test that we did for the resolver. RepSec, I suppose, no? I don't believe that this is gonna work. It shouldn't.
It'll be a surprise if it works.
Yeah. Oh wow, the first three did work. Because I wrote the license wrong. Package. Should be packages, I guess. There you go. This actually means that this worked. What? Now Spring is gonna fail. Oh well.
Oh, this is strange.
But we have this commented. So PostGraphQL query. So this requirement data 0, it's something that I don't understand. It was here, I guess. Requirement spec. Aha. So this is where the result is going to end up, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be packages data, GraphQL data, project, packages, edges. And now we say package that is 0, node ID 280, and packages. I mean, this requirement is defined where? Right?
It should be a variable, like we have it.
Let it be requirement. So
Yeah.
let it be package. Yes. To global ID to string. I don't know what is this. I think this is just ID.
Yeah, I guess just ID.
Hey, wow, this is exciting stuff. Uh-huh. Do we have a method to convert this to, because this is correct. That's actually the correct result.
Yeah, but could you get back to the test?
Because it's not to string, but to GraphQL ID, I guess.
Or maybe like to cheat a bit, maybe you can just return other field, not ID, something else.
Name, huh?
Yeah.
And I guess you don't have to convert it to string since it's string.
Since it's a string. Yeah.
Yep.
Most probably, yes. And instead of developer, I'm going to do reporter here. And now my question is, since we have a full stack test here, do we need to have this here? In your experience as backend engineer, this is both for you, Tatiana, and then Steve.
Which one?
So in the resolver, we are doing all the cases to satisfy this end chain, right?
Yeah.
But now we are doing the same here with this end-to-end test, basically.
So, I mean, I'm not familiar. So you're saying, should we be repeating the same thing in these tests?
Correct, because we
So
are.
I'm not familiar completely with the GraphQL specs, but so the resolver spec looks like it's a unit test pretty much, where it's just testing that resolver and that's it. Whereas this is a little bit more like an integration test where it tests the full flow of making the request and seeing it come back. So I think it's okay to be repeating these things, but I might be wrong since I've, as I mentioned, I haven't done any GraphQL before.
More test is much better than less tests, I guess. Well, I think we are done. 2 hours and we have a working GraphQL list endpoint. No, it's working. It's like the search, sorting, and everything. But we can get there step by step, I guess.
Nice work.
Oof. Should we do this in one commit? No.
I think the GraphQL MRs are usually pretty big when you set up new types. At least from my experience in looking at some of the MRs, they usually are pretty big to begin with.
Oh, do we need this? No, right? Because in the end we implemented this in the resolver. So this I'm gonna discard, I think. And so package type, this definitely. Resolver definitely. Package type or enum. This is to, we removed it. Resolver spec, enum spec, type spec, project type spec, and request spec. Perfect. Well, I think I will commit off the recording. As I said, I put everyone as a co-author. Let me stop recording. And bye for whoever is gonna follow at home.